Hey, just realized that the recording for this didn't get out there, so this is take two of the Crane After, or After Crane. Still working on that one. All right, tonight we got an opportunity to speak with Kim from Heart Cry Revival, talking about the conference. You can learn more about that at afa.net, how to equip and really send out our leaders to inspire revival by preaching the gospel. And then we talked to Pastor Aaron Free about media consumption, among other things, and what's happening and the impact it's having on our kids, as well as us. We also talked about, are all religions the same? Are people making those comments that all religions are the same? And I stated this before, and saying something like that is saying all liquids are the same, but I think you get a dramatically different result if you drink water versus if you drink Drano. And I am not suggesting that you try that. Don't. There's a little warning label. Don't do it. Okay? Of course, I really didn't have to say that, did I? But we've been playing those games. We have to put warning labels on everything, and quite frankly, it's insulting. Drano, I get. Yeah, don't consume it. But I'm thinking that you're going to take a plumbing solution and I digress. Candy bars. If you eat 10 of these really quickly, you'll get a sick stomach. Well, yeah, thanks. Okay. And if you do it regularly, wow, you could put on weight. Thank you. Okay. The warning label. Warning labels on. I'm going to blame Big Macs for weight gain. No, it's the person eating. And I've been the person eating and I've been a victim of too many Big Macs at a time in my life. I was also a victim of a mullet for a couple of years. But I embraced that and I survived both, as you can see in here. Though the mullet, I think, is making kind of a comeback right now. Now, let's get to the last half hour. And I'll make this brief as I can because I got to go outside and shovel a lot of snow. But here it is in a nutshell. Oh, it's me in a nutshell. Here's what you heard. You heard John Kerry, Secretary of State, put his focus, his first day on the job, talking to the people, the good men and women of the State Department, and the importance of what? National security, specifically dealing with Islamofascism and spreading freedom throughout the world, and the sense of challenging regimes that are oppressive. Or did we hear more about climate change and man-made global warming? Really not man-made global warming anymore, because global warming obviously has been exposed for what it is, the greatest hoax perpetrated on the American people. Thank you, Jim Inhofe, Senator Jim Inhofe, for discovering that, not only pointing that out from the very beginning, but exposing it. Nonetheless, why is it still here? Why do they keep pushing global warming? Because it's part of the new agenda, the new foundation, and it's the control over the means of production, which allows them to centrally plan the entire economy, because it's about control and their belief that they know better, which obviously has panned out because Cylinder is such a success, and the battery plants, they're producing batteries, and they've cut down on coal production. Of course, in order to have electricity, don't you have to have coal? Well, yeah. Oh, but there's another, well, they've cut back on natural gas, they've cut back on oil, but we're producing more than ever. Yeah, but on federal lands they've cut back. It's part of, well, what I just did there was I took my ladle and I went into the big pot of bunny stew that we know, and I dug a little deeper, and I can go even deeper, and I will, because we're getting a big bowl of it. And we found that out when it came to sequester, about how the sequester first originated. It was President Obama's idea, and we played you a montage that I discovered on Jim Hoff, the Gateway Pundits website, which is exceptional as always. Point is, we see that they created this. Brett Baer pointed out that this can be handled without cutting these programs that are so vital and hurting the people that are most at risk by transferring authority. But they don't want to do that because President Obama's Charles Krauthammer, and actually I've pointed out from the beginning, wants a battle and wants a fight. And this is his way to try to get rid of what is the greatest resistance to him, which is the conservatives, the bloc of conservatives. If you want to get real specific, probably the Tea Party conservatives that are the greatest core of this, to marginalize them so we can go back to socialism and socialism light, which would be Democrat, Republican Party, respectively. That's the reality. Now, that's not about R's or D's. I'm just about reality and the fight he wants to pick. And he's picking this with a speaker who talks about the devastation of the cuts and how devastating they would be. Byron York did a wonderful piece on that, by the way, about the communication of the House Republicans. Now, here's what the big story